Hey, what to do, love doves? It's your girl Indigo jumping on. Five, four, three, two, one. Ooh, wow. Webcam is a different experience, isn't it? Man, refrigerator looks so daggone close. It looks like I can touch it, but I can't. Wow, interesting. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna be amazed. I'm not gonna be amazed. Figure it's your girl Indigo jumping on. Real quick, cause I got some food I gotta get to, some potatoes, eggs, and pancakes I made this morning, and everything. Doing intermittent fasting and stuff like that. So I have not eaten yet. So I should that should be enough motivation for me to actually keep it brief. Hopefully the audio is good and everything like that. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. It's your girl Indigo. You already know, okay? I bring the high vibes and everything else. You just toss it to the side. You feel me? So yeah, it's the final Saturday of 2024. Mama, we made it. We made it. We made it. We made it. OMG, we made it. Condolences to those who have lost because there has been a lot that has been stripped away from us as we get closer to just making it through that needle, the eye of the needle. That's where we're all. You can't take a lot with you. Baggage. You can't take unforgiveness. You just pretty much can't take. Just you can't even take yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let you go to the degree where to be able to fit into where we're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? They say the path is narrow, and left and right there's it's a deep fall, it's a deep dive, and everything like that. So I'm always going to just advocate for doing what we need to do, doing the good work, doing the inner work, spreading the good news and everything like that. I'm not necessarily an evangelist, but I am a proof in the pudding type of gal. You know what I'm saying? I let the results tell me what's up. So I guess today is a day where we're doing that and everything, and stuff. Wash my hair, but I did nothing else to it and everything like that. But yeah, so get myself more comfortable. So I entitled this video Indigo's favorite things. Tings, actually, Indigo's favorite Tings. And 2024 edition. I think it might be my first time doing it and everything like that. We'll go ahead and start with one of my favorite things I got for Christmas. So I got this harmonica, first harmonica that I got in just ever. You know what I'm saying? So for those that don't know, I'm a inner childhood inner childhood energy healer, and everything like that. And I'm still working on the titles. There's a lot of reasons why titles and boxes and stuff like that. I'm adverse to them, but I'm working on it. And let's work with each other, okay? Let's work with each other. So yeah, so I got this. Santa brought it for me for Christmas. To those that don't know, I do also do lives. If you have already followed, if you do have to request it, it's private now. But I do have an Instagram page where I do go live, different frequencies. I also blog and stuff like that, right? Different, just as I get the downloads or the prophetic messages or whatever they can be called. And so that's Indigo Skies 444. I also have a YouTube page that's a little bit more like my personal family life and stuff like that. That's also Indigo Skies 444 on YouTube. Okay, so Instagram Indigo Skies 444 and YouTube Indigo Skies 44. So I go live and stuff like that. So there's like different aspects, different factions of me. On this platform, I am more of a host, more of an entertainer, more of a producer and everything like that. This is Apex Radio Show TV. This platform, this channel, and this is a segment called Indigo in the Cut, which I do on multiple platforms. Just to get my what's his name? The guy from The Chosen. He is a marketing genius, but he will give you the rundown before he gives you anything else. I tell you what, and you got to follow in the footsteps of what works. what they say, success leaves clues. So I digress. There's a lot of reasons why I digress. If this is your first introduction to me, I'm working. I don't know to what degree I'm going to start sharing my little journey on getting, having a late diagnosis of ADHD and autism and all that good stuff, of which I am not ashamed because the signs are there. It's just, and you know what I'm saying? I'm a proof in the pudding type of girl. So it is what it is. As long as I know what a thing is, once you have the name of a thing, like Rumpelstiltskin, you control it, So diagnoses are not anything to be ashamed or afraid of. Actually, there's a lot of people that just go by the wayside. A lot of stuff is attributed to behavioral issues and just all types of things. Oh, she's a fuck up. Like it's so easy just once a person turns 18, the system and the society just deems you a fuck up, because all of a sudden, because legally you're responsible for yourself legally. You can sign for things and whatever, but you know what I'm saying. But it could have been pre-existing things. Let's say you didn't have the proper people, just anybody taking care of you. You know what I'm saying? Like they just, don't get me started. That's not what we're talking about. Indigo's favorite things. So back to my harmonica. So my name, my name that I was born, given at, that name that I was given at birth and everything like that, or prior to birth, who knows? Because it means advisor was Monica, so Monica and everything and everything. So harmonica, I've always been a fan of just instruments, and as an undiagnosed autistic child, I had a lot of hobbies. I had a lot of things that I honed in on and I collected and everything like that were just special to me, that I didn't necessarily have outlets to talk about. Who cared? I was just a kid and everything like that. But I used to like to collect instruments, and harmonicas were one of them. So I digress. This is one of the first things that's Santa had gifted me. Santa, aka Jesus, aka Jesus the Christ. Because he uses channels, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that we have that joy that surpasses our understanding. So yes, this was not necessary. It was. I'm not going to say it wasn't on my Christmas list, because it's been like I have lists again. Autistic. I have lists. I have plenty of lists. Okay, and everything like that. So yes, this has been on my list for quite some time and everything. I don't necessarily keep them conscious and everything, but they are coming to the surface with healing, because healing matters. Healing your inner child matters, because this is a part of healing my inner child. So and it's crazy because my life is a movie, like Kanye. So I'm not gonna get into all the nitty gritty details and stuff like that. I attended an event with my children, my two youngest, and everything, where we went to go make snowmen. I'll show you. The mine won. It was an ad hoc contest, right? So the funders and all this other stuff, they showed up and everything. I think two of the funders, like friends of whatever we were doing, right? And the guy that was running it was crazy. I don't know how much to get into about the details and stuff like that. So when you live a blessed life, you're blessed. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. I guess since it's over, you could talk about it or whatever. But we were chauffeured there, for lack of not even lack of a better term. That's what it was called. I just had to get to the pickup spot. But in all intents and purposes, we were picked up by one of the organizers, and we were taken to the event, right? And and then when we got there was, snacks and all snacks. I love snacks, you know what I'm saying? Like I love snacks, let's be frank, who don't love snacks? If you're on a diet, you still love snacks. You just can't have as many snacks as you'd like to have. You can't overindulge anymore because you're being mindful. But everyone loves snacks. Be in the comments. Tell me that someone who don't love snacks, and I'll show you a person who's sad about life. But yeah, so there's snacks, man. I think hot apple cider. My gosh. And so yeah, once we got there, it was cozy, man, and it had been a place we had gone before, anyways. Like, I'm not gonna get too many details, but yeah, yeah, so just go in there, man. I'm all about expression. You gotta express yourself. All about creativity. Just giving yourself, creating that space, giving yourself that space to explore, just like children, because like a lot of the stuff that we miss about childhood, what people mistake is that you can't necessarily bring it into adulthood because society says so. Like I was saying about turning 18 and then just getting thrown into the chipper, like if you can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps, like what if you don't have bootstraps? What if no one gave you bootstraps between the ages of 0 and 18? If you have no bootstrap with what to pull yourself up by, society has nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're Crazy Joe doing this and spitting in people's faces and punching old ladies, they got nothing for you. So there's a whole faction of people just through just different aspects of my understanding, through lived experience, through observation, through research. I can talk about it from all different sides, but there is a large faction of people, and I can't say that it's not designed or designated this way, that are just being pushed to the side of the cliff, pushed to the edge of the cliff. And then obviously there's the well-to-dos that we know about, that percentage that's grown in the past few years. Went from 1 to 2 to 5 now, maybe, or whatever. And then the other side, which is just like the desperately poor and insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, then there's this right here, this good amount of people that's just doing their best. Maybe no one ever did give them bootstraps, and it's just no bootstraps to be found. Apparently all the bootstraps are getting eaten up by, I don't know, Lord knows, the bootstrap monster. I have no idea. Done with that metaphor. But excuse me. I'll talk a little bit about that too, just that congestion or whatever that I've been having or whatever. It's a spiritual symptom of ascension. Um, yes, but all of this leading up to just going and getting the thing, right? So let me just go get it. I'll finish this story. All right. All right. Excuse the Buddha belly. I'm addressing it. I love snacks and baking and cooking and pies. So here's my little guy. So this is the snowman that I made. So like I was saying about freedom of expression, I was determined. I was like, if God wanted me to be here, which apparently it was apparent that that's where He wanted me to be, and I listens to my Father because I follows directions. Okay, because I get chauffeurs places. And I'd like to keep it that way. You get taken out on a date by a bloke and given a few little fries and some steak bits, and all of a sudden he wants bits of you, and it's like no, buddy. You know what I'm saying? But you get chauffeured places because you're in your father's house, and it's your rightful heritage, right to be just alive and taken care of. Go figure. So yeah, so this is my little guy. He actually won us a gift card, and everything. And yeah, showing up is a large part of being blessed. You have to show up, you have to be in position, you have to, do what you got to do, move things out the way, allow yourself to be, catered to, trust. You got to trust and everything like that. If I was just leaning on my mistrustful issues and stuff like that, I would have, been like, oh, what is this about? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, got there. There was nothing to be said about a contest. I just wanted to do my best. I just wanted to be as creative as possible, make something that I was happy with, that I enjoyed. These actually made it to the tree. Here's Miss Nehemiah's and everything. Let me see. It's super white. Super white, but can you see the face? Okay, it has like a smile and stuff like that. Okay, it's trying to focus, but well, maybe if I pull it down like that. Can you see the smile now? A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so here's Miss Nehemiah's got the hair, got the crown and stuff like that. They both made it to the tree. Both made it to the tree. So, so we were just having fun. It was me, Trebor, Nehemiah, and stuff like that. And got chauffeured home, got made it could have, I'm not a, what is it? I'm not an opportunist. I'm not. I'm not an opportunist. I am. I'm an adventurer. I see opportunity. Just about everywhere I look. But I'm not an opportunist. And I think an opportunist is somebody that just like, what I'm saying, just I don't know. Maybe it's something I'm working on. Maybe I was surrounded by too many takers. And stuff like that, and opportunists, and capitalists and stuff like that growing up, to no avail, no capital to be found, and stuff. But that's an internal thing, I guess, whatever. But yeah, so anyways, all that to say is I didn't take the ride all the way home. We got close. Could have, but I was like, this is fine right here. I'm with this is fine right here type of gal, at least for right now. At least for right now. Whatever, whatever. To whatever degree it is. I need no kudos about it. It's just I don't know, once you get to this space of just like, this is my little world right here, you tend to want to protect it at all costs, despite, any of the other signs. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. Anytime I get to that point, I'm just like, this could be some work in that area. It could be some shadow work needed there. Well, yeah. So, one of my other favorite things. So this is one of my favorite things. One of my other favorite things is spending time with my loved ones and actually having fun and having the space to have fun. As a mom, and everything like that. Sole proprietor of my family. um, sometimes you can get bogged down with the day-to-day to-dos and everything like that. So just one of the blessings that I found, especially in 2024, is being able to make space, making the space to make space, to have more, to have more room to receive. One of the things, like in the past few years, that I saw, which was a tragedy and stuff, I just came up across individuals, and again, we're just reflections of our own selves, so as if you see somebody struggling with something, 9 times out of 10, versus pointing your finger at them, 9 times out of 10, it just would more behoove you, as far as your inner work, to point it back at you and see what part of you is resonating with that. Because if there's nothing in you necessarily that could resonate it with some way, like if you're not there to help it, then it's something that you're supposed to actually be reflecting upon in yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, something that I definitely have been working on, just through the reflections of just relationships that that I've just ended, relationships, all types of relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like personal, professional, whatever relationships. Anything, you got a relationship with your TV. You know what I'm saying? Not just romantic, but just like just interpersonal and interpersonal relationships. Not we're not gonna put that right there, but interpersonal relationships. Where I saw people struggling with the ability to receive, you know what I'm saying? Like they wanted to give, like even givers, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful with givers sometimes, like that aren't able to that aren't able to receive, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to get something through their giving. And the thing is, when you give, it should just be authentically, it should be wholeheartedly. It should, like, honestly, I don't know if it's the autism or the ADHD, but if I give you something, best believe I'm not if I gave it with my whole heart and love and soul, and I didn't leave no crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't leave no crumbs. Like, so I'm not going to be coming back looking for the crumbs after I gave it to you. I assume that you will, do whatever you get gifted somewhere. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do my best. It's just something natural that I gift with love, and everything, like small little, in detail. When I was a child, I'm the oldest of five, in the 3D and stuff like that. And so I used to love the holiday times. I used to love this time. I've always loved holidays. I've always loved holidays, no matter no matter the perception of lack or abundance or anything. Just always loved the feeling, especially like back in the 90s, like we actually had a Christmas was actually a consumer thing, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. I guess because we don't go into stores anymore like that or whatever. Maybe we don't, I don't know. I'm not going to do a diagnosis right now, but yeah, back in the day, as a kid, it was always not critical to me, but it was always important to me. That I give at least one gift to each one of my family members. My mom, my dad, my siblings, and whoever else, but my core nuclear family was always important to me to at least give one gift, from me and everything like that. I was an entrepreneurial child. I was pretty industrious, and so if I couldn't necessarily get it up, it was upstate New York, so 9 times out of 10 around this time it was snowing. We would easily get, especially in the 90s, we easily get like 2, 3, 4 feet of snow, easily. And so I would just, make sure I shoveled up, make sure I did my due diligence, shoveling up or make sure our driveway, if my dad hadn't gotten to it, make sure our driveway and sidewalk was shoveled out. And then I take that, and then whoever else was able-bodied, but 9 times out of 10 it could just be me. And I would go to the neighbors, like I identified 9 times out of 10 like the older people, and I would shovel their sidewalks and their driveways and stuff like that. And first you knock on the door, ask them if they'd like to, that service to be done, and then agree upon a price. So that was one thing that I would do. Something else, sell candy at school. You know what I'm saying? We actually had a penny candy store, and so get whatever money's up or change or whatever up, to go down to the candy store and everything like that. A lot of blocks. I wasn't gonna say it wasn't a few blocks. I was a walker too back then, and buy buy the penny candy up, kind of have an idea of what the best candies were. Sugar pezzes or whatever was kind of hot, and then sell it for an upcharge at school. Especially in middle school. This was like middle schoolish time. You know what I'm saying? We're talking like 11 to 13, you know what I'm saying? 11 to 13-ish, 10 to 13. And yeah, and then just, re-up or whatever, I was a whole, I was a whole enterprise, you know what I'm saying? But 9 times out of 10, if I didn't have those means available to me, even to just kind of get the money up, back in the day, everybody had changed. So we had them sofas that would flip up. So I would go couch surfing, you know what I'm saying? I'd go couch surfing. And plus I was the oldest. So I was always responsible for the majority of the chores. Let's be frank. Everybody kind of got chores, but majority of chores, I was responsible for making sure that stuff was like clean and organized and stuff. On top of that, autism, like, it's just something I'm just gonna do anyway. Like it is, Well, it was to be, it's up to me, and that's fine. I just rather be on the good foot versus any other. And then honestly, it was just kind of my way of earning the right to kind of have my time to myself for my hobbies and things I wanted to do. So it was also still self-motivated. So as I was cleaning, whatever change I found was my change, so I would collect all the change and stuff like that. And then I would, 9 times out of 10 around the holidays, find some time, like I said, earn my time to have my time, and then take that time to go to the dollar store and make sure it was a dollar store. Cause as long as I could get like $10 up or five, I had, 500 me, like, like $5 to $10 up, I could get at least one thing for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. So just finding a way and making a way. And again, this time has been like pretty reflective for me and everything like that. Like I even talking with my daughter and just kind of like, cause it's very important to me also to have a good relationship with my children. That goes beyond childhood. You know what I'm saying? I plan to provide them with the boots, the bootstraps, the soles, the insoles if they need them, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you ain't going out there with nothing, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So that's me or whatever, I'm saying. Man who don't provide an inheritance for his children is dead. It ain't gonna be me, you feel me? So yeah. So I was to have a conversation with her or whatever, like, and then just kind of like, as I have conversations, I have revelations about, like, when I was like younger, or when I was especially, and then healing allows you to also have open channels to actually have these conversations. Because if you try to have a conversation with your child and you got like a callus or like, I got, a knot, have spiritual knot, from trauma that you haven't really processed yet from a certain age or certain time, and it's causing a clog in your system, your spiritual system. That's where you get them, conflicts between, the mother and the child, mother and child, or father and child. You have you have a blockage, you know what I'm saying? And you can't really get down to their level because that level has been blocked for you. You feel me? So eyes to see, ears to hear, and everything like that. Again, I do, offer consultation, individual consultation, and I am working on group sessions. But I could definitely help. Each situation is different, each person is different, but a lot of this stuff is pretty collective, and can be addressed on a individually collective basis. You know what I'm saying? So I have these, conversations, and conversations do benefit me. Again, self-serving, because it just allows me to reveal certain things to myself through these conversations. So, I told her, because sometimes I'm confused at because your kids are not carbon copies of you. One, they're mixed with a whole other bloodline, of people, with their own generational curses and blood stuff that they did back in the day that you gotta, if you're a spiritual parent. I'm also open for spiritual parenting consultation, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot. It's multifaceted, multidimensional, multifaceted. They're not just, they're not just little snot bubbles that we, spit out or whatever. Like, there's work to be done. If they were given to you, it's for a reason and stuff like that. And that's for you to do your work and for you to, help them do their work. Don't just kick them out, or at 18, because the world says, they're on their own now. You know what I'm saying? Like, weird. So yeah, the world just wants to consume them. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted you to fatten them up with trauma, and so that they can consume them. Like, yeah, that's it. Like, that's what's being done, and everything like that. So, not one of my favorite things. So, yeah. Anyways, it is what it is. If you can bear with me, you can bear with me, baby. So, speak with. So, like I said, some things you're like confused, like, oh well, at that age, this is what I was doing, but okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me make space. That's where empathy comes in. Let me make space for them to show up as themselves, because they are not me, and it's a different time, and there's all types of other things, and maybe this is a growing point for me. So, just there's so many things I'm so proud of with her, though, just stuff that wouldn't occur to me. That's also a nice blessing and stuff, and everything. Is like, whoa, that's impressive and everything. But just just speaking. So now I'm able to get to the point where I can share things about my childhood, because I've worked out some of those kinks, some of those knots and stuff for myself, and that's how I can speak with someone else about their childhood, because I've worked it out for myself, and I can share things that I've done for myself because I figured it out. I got the juice, I got the jewels, from that particular level of the video game. It's like me defeating a level. We're all playing the same game. And if I'm 5 levels ahead of you in the game, like, I can clearly tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then honestly, you might even find some other stuff I ain't even find, in the game, because you get these, you get this extra assistance. I'm gonna have to cut off in a few minutes. But anyways, so yeah, so I told her, we were talking or whatever, and then I was like, mommy used to be a fixer, like I always like to fix things, because I noticed that she notices a lot. Like, she definitely has, and she notices like small little details and stuff like that. That's something I noticed about her. So as far as rebuilding the trust in our relationship, because the last few years have been pretty rocky, and if you are going to do inner work, the first thing you have to understand is that maybe you did have a rough patch, but that could have affected your interpersonal relationships, and you may have lost trust along the way. So now that you're feeling better, it doesn't mean that everyone else is just feeling better about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to like this is what narcissists fail every single time. Like, they have no ability to take accountability and to actually look at themselves and be like, oh, it's going to take work and time to build trust back, because ABC 1 2 3, I did this to them. So narcissists don't have that ability. But But able-minded people do, you know what I'm saying? So especially if you do the work and do the healing. So yeah, trust. Yeah, I'm rebuilding trust and everything like that with her, and then helping to instill her trust for herself and within herself. Because it's again, it's multidimensional, multifaceted, and so she notices things. I'm like, oh, this is an area where I can show her consistently through time and consistent, demonstration, that mommy can be counted on. Mommy can be trusted. Mommy will take. I don't have to think about this because mommy got it. So that's going to take time. And everything. Even though that's always been a part of my personality, there have been times in the past, 5 to 10 years where, hey man, I ain't have it. Like trauma is a hell of a overcome, and stuff. And so yeah, so I fix things. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm a problem solver. It is what it is. It's inherent to me. It's always been a part of my personality. I might not have been able to solve other external problems because I was solving internal problems for a certain few seasons or whatever time God deemed it so. But it's always been who I am, and everything. And I don't know whether I don't know. It makes me happy, it makes me content. It makes me, it's like it's just a fact and everything. So I'll see a broken toy. I'll see a toy without batteries, like I just, if there's batteries or if there's a way to fix the toy, why not? You know what I'm saying? And everything. I'm a fixer, and stuff. Now I was trying to fix broken things that weren't necessarily mine to fix, and that, that wore me out, on a, larger macro scale. And now it's getting back to getting back to basics, getting back to the micro. And it's just a blessing to be able to, fix things within my capacity, within my realm of, expertise. And it's like, I think that that's where a lot of people have to get back to. We thought we could go out into the world and fix this and fix that. And then that's where you get that burnout, especially if you're not, neurotypical, especially if you're neurodivergent. There's like a lot of just blind spots and unseen things that we don't catch necessarily that just will drain us, you know what I'm saying, if we're not refreshed and recouping and stuff like that. And that's the point, that's the point. That's society's whole point, what I'm saying? Like, drain you dry so that they can then pull little strings and crap like that, you know what I'm saying? So make you dumb so you become a little dummy, and stuff like that. So yeah, just sharing that with her. We used to get secondhand bikes. Like, shout out to 5 Edwards. The bikes wasn't always legit. We was riding with the no seats, no handlebars. It could fit like 3-4 of us on one of the mammy jammies. You know what I'm saying? Had the spokes on there, like the little jumper spokes, like on the wheels where you stand on it and stuff like that. Hold on somebody's shoulders and somebody's on the front. Man, we was doing it, man. Don't play with me. I know how to jump fences. I know how to do all types of magical Negro things. So, play with me. I know what a food stamp book looks like, before EBT. Stop it, stop it. Ain't not one to mess with at all. Multifaceted, multidimensional. So, we used to get them bikes or whatever, like, the chain would, keep coming off or whatever, you play it or whatever. And they were like, kind of like, especially at my great grandmother's house. So that's the picture that I have. That's my great grandmother, Margaret. She passed, but she was definitely the matriarch of the family prior to passing. She just, man, I was telling Nehemiah about her fat arms. I used to, I used to nestle up right next. I used to sit right next to the lumps, man. I used to fit right in the lumps, and there was so much love in them lumps. Again, one of my favorite things and everything like that. Just the maternal grandmother like love and everything that I was able to absorb, and then now I'm able to exude, and everything. At 9, the best thing I could think of to be when I grew up. I couldn't really think of what I want to be. A doctor. I want to be a mailman. I want to be one of these preconceived things. Like, what do these things mean to me? I didn't know what these things were. These are professions. but what I wanted to be at 9. And it just was, I'll never forget the moment. I was sitting in the car in the back seat, and we was at the post office on on the east side in Binghamton, New York, where I grew up. And I was waiting for one of my parents to come out, and I don't know what was going on particularly around me, but I was just thinking. I was a deep thinker. I was always in thought for real. As long as nobody was bothering me, I was in thought. And so I was just really just thinking. I was always thinking heavy about life and what I wanted life to be, and what I, once I had the ability to control it, what could I do with it? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I know what I want to be when I grow up. A grandmother. And that was it. It just simplified it for me at 9. It was simple. A grandmother, and I was like, and then I laid it all out. I was like, okay, I definitely got to have kids, and then as far as that, check, got 3 of them, one of them I should do all right with at least one of them should be able-minded and bodied, enough to get me some grandkids, at least one, I got 3 shots, you know what I'm saying? And then, I got to raise them right. I got to raise them right, because I don't want no rascals. I want to be able to enjoy them. I want to be able to have them, and then it's just have them for the week, have them for the summer, have them, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they still going to be their parents' responsibility and stuff like that, because I'm raising them right. I want them to do, everything there is a season. I'm not trying to raise them, I'm trying to raise mine right, so that I can enjoy being a grandma. And being a grandma is going to be, baking and cooking and showing them, spreading my wisdom and sharing and sitting with them. And then, I don't know if I'm gonna let myself go enough, but I'll probably have some love. I'll be around for my babies. I'm around now. I'm around mama, so I'm gonna be around grandma, and stuff like that. But yeah, just that's even me smiling, like that's man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can think of nothing better, like no profession, no one could pay me to be a grandmother. My payment is in just watching the next generation that came from my ovaries, you know what I'm saying? And my fruit of my looms. And then just being able to spread the wisdom and the love and the grace and and the glory of God, and in a way that that's tangible, you know what I'm saying, not out of reach and stuff like that. So yeah, nobody can take, you know what I'm saying, like, fuck out of here, you know what I'm saying, like you can't fire me from that, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. You can't take my pension from that, or whatever, my 401k from that. Like, hey, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Joy that surpasses all understanding. So yeah. So yeah, that's that picture is my great grandmother Margaret, and got my love from cooking from her, just everything, like her food. I can she cooked with lard. I've never cooked with lard. I see no reason. I also don't really make bacon like that. I do turkey bacon. There's stuff that just can't go into the next generation. There's just stuff you got to put a stop to. I'm a hand up to God, and just we got each generation. We take the baby, we leave the bathwater. Okay, we take the baby, we leave the bathwater. You know what I'm saying, and stuff. And like hey, I remember my grandmother Janet. She had one of them wash the metal wash things. Like, I know how to wash clothes by hand. I can do it. Thank God I don't necessarily have to, you know what I'm saying, but I could, that's in me. The foundation is in me. When I say I'm ready, I'm ready. Like, these ladies got me ready for like everything, like war and peace, but a warrior has to cultivate the ability to make space for peace, because peace is what we war for. You feel me? So with that, the kids is getting wild. It's been about 40 minutes and stuff like that. I still have not eaten and stuff. But yeah, so I'm gonna be signing off and everything like that. Subscribe if you like the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Apex Radio Show is a show within itself, platform within itself, supports entrepreneurs and artists, creatives of all types, as well as politicians, because it's we definitely want people to start being a little more civically engaged, because there is power in your voice, there's power in your voice, power in your story. And like I said, we want to start actually representing these people right here. These people can pay for it, and these people, what I'm saying, they're always going to be seen as charity cases, what I'm saying. But this right here, this is where we want to actually start having, like, like voices being heard, because then here are the undiagnosed, the late diagnosed, no representation, what I'm saying, because it doesn't pay. Poverty pays. Poverty is a man-made construct, so it's always going to pay these people. But these people right here is where my heart is. You know what I'm saying? Like, my heart is everywhere, but right here with the voiceless, the no representation, you know, that's what we, I want to start getting, what I'm saying, start getting that representation out and stuff like that. So yeah, actually, I come from a middle class, let's actually get some people actually from the middle class that actually, what I'm saying, that actually know what a food stamp book looks like and stuff like that. Like let's get some real rickety raw folks, what I'm saying, like, who that's not really necessary, like Princeton and Yale, and okay, that's cool, what I'm saying, but that's not necessarily impressed by all of that, what I'm saying. Like, we want you to be educated, not snooty, what I'm saying, and everything like that. So that's just a side note, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Loving everybody. Definitely as we go into the new year. Hopefully you've already started your preparation. Hopefully you're not waiting for January 1st. It is just a date on the calendar. It don't mean nothing spiritually. And then honestly, it ain't even accurate. So just hopefully, get your preparation, get your inner world right, get your mind right, get your spirits right. Because that's where it all starts. Don't start on the outside, it starts on the inside. I'm going to be signing off, like I said, spiritually, energetically, and signing off. Loving everybody. Bye.